Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Behind me, 2012 Toyota Sienna, we're going to be replacing the right lower control arm. That's the passenger side. Well, let's get started. We'll take this plastic cover off to give us a little more room. Two 10mm bolts. It looks like there's a plastic clip over here. Mine's missing, but if you still have yours, we want to pop that clip out. Just behind the CV axle, we have two bolts we want to get off. Those are 17mm. There we go. Next, we'll get this nut off. I'm just gonna get all that oil, gunk, and debris out, just away from the threads so it comes off easier. 19mm. I'm gonna use my hammer, angle this differently. Underneath, we'll get our lower mount nuts. This one's nice and exposed, and there's one in this hole and one in this hole. A lot of times these holes have a little grommet cover on them. Mine are already missing, but just with a little screwdriver or pick, those pop right out. 17mm. Now we'll jack up the engine. Put the jack under the oil pan, then a piece of wood in between. Straighten it out. We're just gonna go up. Be nice and gentle with it. We just want to jack it up high enough to clear our motor mount. All right, you'll feel the engine kind of bottom out where it won't go up anymore. That's our limit. Let's knock this down. Looks like it's stuck up here. Use a pry bar, get it to separate. Up there. I'll just take a pry bar. Just want this to come out a little. There. That's it. And then this can come out. Oh, that's just a little dust cover. There. That's it. We'll just wipe off our surfaces. And when we put it all back together, it's nice and flush. Since we're right here, we'll start with this bolt. It's a 22mm. To get access to this back one, we'll need to move our sway bar out of the way. For that, we'll disconnect our sway bar link. Our next little hurdle is our sway bar link. Before trying to remove this nut, we want to clean these threads off really well. So I have a drill with a wire wheel. Then we'll take a lubricating penetrant, spray the threads, and it's best to do this like the night before. Then the penetrant can work itself under the nut. Now there's two different ways of getting this off. In the front, there's a slot for an Allen. Let me get you that size. We'll clean out this little slot the best we can with like a pick or a small screwdriver. Get any rust and stuff out. And mine is a 6mm Allen. You can even just tap it in. Get it to seat all the way. And then the nut is a 17mm. Put our socket here. And we want this in the tightening position to hold the stud while this gets broken loose. You just move it a little. Use the hammer just to start it. There we go. And then we just keep backing it out. And this works pretty good. Now, if for some reason this isn't working very good, let me see if I can pull this out. You could take a pair of vice grips, chomp it in the back. There's a little metal stud back there. Get a good grip on it, and then use an impact. Whatever works best for you, we just want to get this out and set aside. If you use the vice grips, this is the metal stud that you're chomping onto. It won't damage the boot because you're in front of the boot and you're only clamping on the metal. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So just this top one, clean it off. Put a little penetrant. This time I'll go straight for the vice grips. Now we can move the sway bar out of the way. We'll get in there. To get this back one, we'll take our deep impact socket. We'll just push this plastic out of the way. It'll bend, get our socket on to 19mm. And then we'll take our other 19mm wrench and hold that top nut. Put our impact on it. There, perfect. Just gonna put a little pry bar on the top just to push down on the bolt. There we go. Move this plastic out of the way a little more. And really, if you don't want to fight with this plastic, it's just held on with two 10mm bolts on this side. There's one here, and then two 10mm bolts on the other side. That's really the better way to go. Let's go ahead and do that. Looks like maybe just that was enough. There we go. All right, last is our ball joint. For now, we're just gonna remove these three fasteners down below. 17mm. Now we'll take a pry bar in this hole right here, up above, put that pry bar in there. we'll push down on our control arm and separate it from our ball joint. There we go. Then we want our control arm to go above our ball joint. There. We'll get this bolt out the rest of the way. Then we'll take a pry bar and start working this out. All right, that's it. Good job. Now we want to take our new control arm and line it up with our old control arm and just make sure they're the same. Most of the time, the failure on these control arms is this back bushing here. Now this side is still good. We're replacing it because the other side failed. Let me show you that. So here's the failure there. So we just opted to replace both sides. On the old one, we'll take this little shim off and put it on this side, and then we'll remove our ball joint. That has to go on separately. Let's turn this over. Now let's put this ball joint on the car. The hardest part of removing the old ball joint is removing the cotter pin. Having a pair of side cutters can really help. So go ahead and locate your tail. Mine is on this side. We want to bend that straight. So we're not using these to cut, we're just using them to bend, kind of like a pair of pliers. We're just gonna straighten them out the best we can. Once they're straight, we'll hit on them. We're just trying to get the head on the other side to pop out some. Kind of starting to come. Not always do they cooperate, but this is working pretty good. Okay, now that we have the head out, let me see if I can zoom in a little. See, the head on this side is now popping out. So we'll take the side cutters, grab a hold of it, kind of bite down a little, but again, we're not cutting them. We're just kind of biting down. And then we'll pull on it. We're just pulling it up. There we go. That's it. So the next trick, it's a 19 millimeter. You can try to use the open end, but a lot of times it just likes to round the nut. But the box end usually doesn't fit. It's a little too fat. So what I've done is ground it down a little to make it a little skinnier. Then it fits in between the CV axle, just like that. Now we can use the box end. Hit it with a hammer to crack it loose. There we go. And now we can use the open end to finish it off. Now the nut won't come completely off. It'll hit the CV axle. There we go. So now we take our pickle fork, stick it in there between the ball joint and the knuckle, hit it in, and that wedge will pop it loose. There we go. Pop this out. Take the nut out the rest of the way. There's the nut. Then we'll rotate this, get it out. You might need to take your hand on this brake dust shield, kind of squeeze it together just to get it out of the way a little. There we go. Now we'll wipe off the surface underneath and up above. I'm gonna pass a rag through just to make sure that our hole is clean. There we go. Put this in. Put our nut on. Let's get it on the best we can. We'll torque it down later. All right, let's put the control arm back on. We'll go in the back first. Put that bolt in first. Get that nut on. Just a few threads so the bolt doesn't fall back through. Now we'll push this down and under. And then again, we want it above our ball joint just to start with. Let me move you. Slide this in. And we can finesse the control arm up or down just to get these threads started. Get that back here. All right, nice. It's really important to get threads started before using any power tools. We definitely don't want to strip these frame bolts. Now let's suck them down. Now the way these control arms are designed, we don't have to load the suspension before torquing anything, which makes it pretty sweet. So since we're here, we'll go ahead and torque these two bolts. These are 148 foot-pounds. It's gonna have to back you up just a little. Whew, that's a lot. Whew, it's just about all my muscles at this angle. All right, let's do the back bolt. I'll just suck this down. This is 103 foot-pounds. All right, put this back on. With our pry bar, we'll push down on our control arm, get our ball joint in, put the nuts on. Then to put the bolt on, it helps to push down on the control arm again, just to get it to line up. Suck these down. These are 68 foot-pounds. Now this one came with an extra nut for this bolt. So once the bolt is torqued, we'll throw the nut on the other side, kind of like a lock nut. Not all of them have it, but this one does. Now for this nut up here, the only way to get a true torque on it is with a crow's foot. So if you don't have a crow's foot and you want to torque it properly, I'll have that in the description. This is 91 foot-pounds, so pretty tight. If after torquing it, the castle on the nut doesn't line up with the hole in the stud, then we want to tighten it up to the next available castle slot. We don't want to back it off, we want to tighten it. So this needs to go a little more. Then we'll put the cotter pin in. We'll bend it over. All right, let's put our engine mount back on. Drop this in the frame first. I'll take our pry bar. There we go. Now we can lower the engine. Put this nut back on. This is 71 foot-pounds. Throw these on. Suck them down. These are 71 foot-pounds. Put our covers on if we still have them. We have this bracket in the back. We'll put those bolts on. From what I can tell, these are 55 foot-pounds. Last but not least is our sway bar link. Put this in, put the nut on. I'll get this in there. The torque on these are 55 foot-pounds. All right. Then we'll do that to the other side as well. Good job, we're done. All right, there you go. That's how you can place your right lower control arm on your Toyota. A little involved, but all in all, not too bad. The next thing we want to do is just take it on a good test drive. We want to accelerate, decelerate, left, right. Make sure we don't hear any noises, any clunking or clicking or anything like that. Then we'll take it to the alignment shop. Even if it drives straight, we still want to get the alignment checked. There may be minor differences in machining that can throw your toe off. After that, you're good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll have links in the description for all the parts and tools used. If you have any questions, comment, post down below. Work safe. See you on the next one.